everyone. Welcome to the third segment of the Empress Palace Legends Day. We've got a legend, Judith Sephuma.
Did I say nice?
Welcome, Judith. Or should I say
so
Judith Sephuma?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So it's a pleasure to be here on your third edition, and I think this is absolutely wonderful. In this time, we need to hear as much as we can and show and share as much as we can about everything, really. So I'm ready.
Today it's all jazzy, and I'm actually looking forward to this one. It's going to be a very nice one, since I know that you've got a very good relationship with Empress Palace. Just tell us, what have you been up to during this lockdown?
Sleeping. So besides, being curious about what people are doing and listening to a lot of information out there about what's going on, it's important for us to always stay informed about what's going on. Most of the time I'm at home with the boys, just being a mom, really. I found that this time has actually forced me to become a mom. Most of the time we are moms, but we have to go to shows, we gotta go to meetings. But this time you don't have to go anywhere except be at home and be a mom, with them not going to school as well. It's been very challenging and actually very difficult for them as well. So being at home is what I do. I watch a lot of movies. Oh my God, I think I finished the entire Netflix. I don't want to write anything. I want to compose. I've just blocked myself from that mind of writing and composing. But my ears are on the ground about what's happening. If we go out, actually, I hardly ever go out.
What are you looking forward to mostly post this lockdown?
Post to this lockdown, I'm looking forward to that first phone call. When they say, Judith, you've got a show tonight.
It should be at Empress Palace. It should be at Empress Palace.
I just want to sing, I just want to get up there and sing. We should have a very wonderful comeback, really major big concert, either gospel, because people have asked me for a gospel concert. But that's what I'm looking forward to. And now I'm getting back into that mind, that creative space where I'm getting myself really ready for the end of the lockdown. Listen, it's gonna end. It's gonna end. This is what our country is. This is what our lives are gonna be. We just have to know what we need to do. But it's coming to an end, and I cannot wait to get on that stage and say, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen."
Awesome.
We made it.
Awesome. I know your relationship with Empress Palace comes a long way, and in this year, I think in this past 12 months, we've done 2 successful shows. How's your relationship with Empress Palace according to you?
I love them. They came into my life, into my career at a time when I needed to actually place myself where I am with them. Doing my own concerts for me is very big, and I think they are giving South African artists something that nobody has. To be able to partner with they call us legends. With legendary artists like us. It gives us hope. It gives us, we look forward to, we love our craft more. We look forward to the next show. And it's also what we are supposed to do as artists in South Africa. Generally, we are supposed to actually be partnering with venues. And I can tell you, Empress Palace, people don't know the treatment that you will get. They treat you like of their own. It's not even about the money at all. They just want you to bring. It's for the love of music. It's for the love of South African talent.
Absolutely.
And I'm so in love with them, and I know this is going to be a very long relationship with them. I'm looking forward to the next show. I want to make it really, really amazing with them.
No, awesome stuff. So tell us, Judith, how's your last studio album going? I think it was Power of Dreams that was launched at the Palace of Dreams.
Of dreams. I love that. Rhymes.
That's
the album is doing very well. You know what? I need to. I feel like You see, A Cry, Smile, and a Dance, when it came out, it messed us up so much with sales. It's because we were with a bigger record label. You know, they had a bigger budget for it. And so we really made it. I can't compete with that album. I wish I can remove it off the shelves and just leave Power of Dreams there. But we're doing really well. It's still moving. Power of Dreams is an amazing album, recorded overseas, beautiful recorded, and people are loving it. And I love the fact that, you know what, I write music that actually will stand the test of time. Many years to come, people are gonna still be listening to my music. All of my entire albums, they are just like that. So I went on YouTube and I saw people were actually taking A Cry, A Smile, and a Dance. And doing amazing things with it. I'm like, what? This song is so huge, you know, it's amazing. It's such a blessing. It's amazing.
All the way from Seshego in Polokwane. When did you really discover that you could sing?
You know, my mom was like, she told me later on that when I was 3 years old, I used to be one of those irritating kids, you know, who wanted to sing about everything and anything. If somebody was walking into the house and I didn't know them, I'd sing about them. And they used to hit me so much because I'd be like, you're so disrespectful. What are you singing about? Mama, mang, 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 you know? And when we are in town, I'm one of those kids who's just singing at the robots, waiting for the robot to go green, but I'm singing. So she says that I used to love music so much. And I think when I was at the age of 12 years old, and which is very late, I actually realized that I can really sing. I thought it was just what everybody does before that. But when I was 12 years old, 13, that's when I realized that I can actually really sing.
So tell us about that
Brenda
Fassie moment when you ran away from home. Tell us about it.
You know, those moments are priceless. Nobody should ever run away from home, I tell you.
Unless you Judith Sephuma.
I think I was obsessed with Brenda Fassie, you know, at that age. Everybody was, you know, but I was just more. I thought I was the only girl who could sing about Brenda, who knew Brenda's entire collection. And my dad bought all of Brenda's cassettes. We had cassettes at the time. And oh my goodness. So on that day, I just heard that Brenda's coming into Seshego, to the trainees who are, and did I go? I just said to my mom, you know what, I'm going to clean, you know, do the stoop outside. I never finished that stoop. There were two guys who were waiting outside from high school. We were together at high school. They knew that I love Brenda so much, and they said, no, we'll take you. So we went. We hiked. We really hiked. We didn't have money. And then we got there. When I got there, let me tell you, the first person I saw when I walked in and I was looking around, actually I was trying to hide because I was so tiny, you know, skinny, and this tall little girl. I thought they were going to take, the security would take me and punish me. And I was walking around and I saw her, you know, and when I saw her, I was like, oh my God, there she is. I need to speak to her. And I went. I crawled under the fence and I went to her. I told her that I could sing, and she let me sing Good Black Woman, and the rest is history. She screamed when she heard me sing. She said, oh my God, she just jumped out of the car. She called everybody, her entire band, and she made me sing Good Black Woman in front of the whole band. And then she said, can you sing Too Late for Mama? And now, you know what was the scariest part? The scariest part was that she said she's going on last, like second last or something like that. You know, she was a showstopper. I'm thinking, my mother is going to murder me if I get home between them. And I think we went on at about 11. When they saw me get up there, the audience, everybody, they knew it was me. I could hear my cousin sister Rami, she was screaming my name, Lalo, you know, in the audience, and she wanted to break that fence. Oh my goodness, it was such a beautiful moment.
Yeah, man, that's very much inspiring. So tell me, in school, what else did you do? I know you like talking too much. You like talking. You just laugh, and you also did debating. So tell us about your debating days. Did you win your contest?
Let me tell you, I realized that.
Bring them.
You know what? That mouth. The other day I had a show at Emperor's. Our last show at the Emperor's Palace. I said to them, guys, God gave me a mouth, and I'm going to use it. Lord, I can talk. Let me tell you what my boyfriend says now. He says to me, please, can you just be quiet for 10 minutes? 10 minutes, that's all I ask. And then I start cracking up, I laugh, and he says, I said 10 minutes, it's not, you can't even do 10 minutes, try 5. So I love talking, So, I mean, it was a debate. I think they chose me because I used to be curious about these, expensive, rich words.
Yeah.
And me and this other best friend of mine, we would find words. We would watch TV, and if we had a word like ambiguous, we would take it to school and then find a way to, to put it inside a sentence. And my English teacher would be so impressed all the time. So they put me in the debating team. And that helped me a lot because that's when I think I was 9. I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Or 9 years old, 10 years old. And she started putting more, paying more attention to me. And later on in the year, when we went out for an outdoor match, we were in Transcat. That was the first time actually I sang to my students. Students, you know what? Students can be so cruel. Yeah. They never used to think much of me. They used to think this girl with the black hair, Afro, and the big nose. And the big eyes, and she's so black. Yeah. And I used to be a problem to a lot of kids, and then one day I sang Paradise Road in Transkei, and I was everybody's best friend. I promise you the listen, I was the happening kid. There was this most handsome boy in class, no, that boy would never look at anybody, but he looked at me. He was like, you almost felt like
her queen. Queen.
I was the queen of the class, So it's great moments, man. Yeah. Great moments when we treasure them.
No, awesome stuff. So you're introduced to South Africa as a jazz artist. So I think lately you did a gospel album. Why gospel? Why did you go that route?
Sometimes I always say Jesus bothers me when God something just scratches you inside because you don't even know it until that moment when you start opening your mouth, and then the words that you speak are not the words that you've thought of. Yeah. For example, I was singing on a Cry, Smile and a Dance. Every time when we perform a Cry, Smile and a Dance, at the end, we go into the sket. But there was this day, I think it was in Kimberley, when I was doing the sket. The sket ended up being I don't even know. I started praying in tongues, and oh my God, I just broke into tongues. And then the song that came after that was a worship song that I had never sung in my life before. And then I heard people drop bottles and they started screaming. And when I opened my eyes, I think the lighting guy turned on the lights, and everybody's hands were up in the air. And then I was like, oh my God, what is this? Oh, the way I cried. I couldn't stop crying. I was so frightened. That day I was just a mess. Yeah. I cried so much, and I fell in love with gospel. And I realized that when we go to church and then we are singing, it's okay. But that day something really, really was birthed. It was born in me. It manifested. And I just started loving gospel more. And from that day onwards, God started speaking to me very much about gospel. And my first recording, I had so many challenges. I promised so many challenges. I had a serious accident, not just one, 2 accidents. One was life-threatening for me. And it was crazy. And then I had an accident with an older woman who was 95 years old, who passed on. And it was just such a challenging time. I was in the middle of a recording, shooting Clash of the Choirs. Yeah. We were rehearsing with Ngube Kombata, was the musical director. And he kept, those guys, they prayed for me every single day because they could see that I'm a mess. Something was just, was fighting this gospel album. And then when we released the Experience live in concert, it just went platinum within no time. And until today, I'm still in awe of that album. It's still selling. People love it. They know the songs, and it's just one of those moments that I cherish. And I know that when we do the gospel concert at Emperor's Palace, something is going to happen because I'm ready for it. I don't want to record another album, but we are going to have the most amazing concert on that day.
So the next segment that we're going to go through now, it's called 5 over 5. So this is how 5 over 5 works. I'm going to give you 5 options, actually. So it's 2 options, so you have to choose one at the time.
Okay.
The first one is Who do you think is the best between Brenda Fassie and Yvonne Chaka Chaka? Which one would you rather collaborate with? Or it has to be one, hey, Judith. You have to choose. I know it's hard, but it has to happen.
Yeah. Listen, I've always been a lover of Brenda Fassie, and it's been Brenda Fassie for me.
Yeah.
I would lie if I said Yvonne Chaka Chaka. I'm just a Brenda Fassie girl.
The next one is quite easy. So what would you prefer, jazz music or gospel music? You have to
both. That's unfair. Both.
I thought it was easier than the first one. Okay, I'll give you that one. So you have to, I'll give you that one. The next one is, I know you're a sports fan, and I know you don't really watch a lot of soccer, but you know soccer, right? So who do you prefer the most, Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi?
Ooh, you're killing me there. I'd go with. There's some people who are gonna kill me. But I'll go with. Let me go with Messi. I'll go with Messi.
No one is going to kill you. I promise you, that's a great choice. I think Messi is the best choice.
Yeah, I'll go with Messi.
So, okay.
It's the best choice.
Yeah. The next one is, do you prefer shopping or going to the gym?
No, it's a problem.
It's a problem, ne? But it has to be one.
Yeah,
it has to be.
That's a serious problem. Let's say this is a serious problem. I could be admitted for that question. So,
you know, I chose this question knowing you very well, and then you know that it's going to be a problem. So I already gave you one. I can't give you this one, so you have to choose one this time. I know you're like I won't like this one.
I'm gonna go gym.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you did there, but it's fine.
I go with
Okay, speaking about gym, the last question is about gym. So, do you prefer doing cardios or lifting weights?
Both. Oh, can I just say both?
No, just one. Just one.
I prefer. That's also a question that is tricky. Why did you come up with these questions? Okay, I would say
so well.
I prefer both, but I would go with weights.
So the next segment is questions from your fans. You know, we asked for 5 questions from the fans.
Okay.
So these are the questions that we received. So we received, actually we received more than 5, but we chose the best 5. Okay. So the first question comes from Batabile in Midrand. So Batabile wants to know that who's your favorite artist of all time? I think that goes without saying, but I think I'll let you to say it.
But Tabile, I could give you quite a lot of artists. For me, I go with a season. It depends on what I'm going through at that time or what I want to listen to. But Oleta Adams, Randy Crawford, I mean, all of them. Oh my goodness, and then there's gospel as well. Tasha Cobbs, there's so many. I can't give you one. It would be unfair. And even locally as well, I've got a lot of artists that I love. Brenda Mtambo is one of them. I love passionate singers who sing with passion, singers who will take a song and rip it apart. You know, I love those kind of songs, those kind of artists. Yeah. So I've got a lot.
Awesome. The second one is from Yolanda in Soweto. So Yolanda wants to know, if you could choose to do a duet with someone, who would it be?
Vusinova, Ringo Madingo. It would be all the guys. And then I want Kabza the Smalls and DJ Maporisa. And I want them to whip something up for me for Christmas. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna treat them. I'm gonna send them a tweet. Yeah. I need a Christmas carol kind of like you know. Yeah.
With this awesome.
Something different. Yeah. Something different. Yeah.
No, awesome. So the next one is from David, all the way in Nelspruit in Mpumalanga. So David wants to know, What inspires you? What's inspired you to get into music?
It's just passion. It was a calling upon my life. I had no, whenever I would sing, I felt so fulfilled. So I wanted more of it. So I think it's a calling upon my life. It's the gift that I have, and it's just the love for music. Yeah.
Awesome. The fourth one comes from Lindelo and Fowe. So Lindelo wants to know, what is your favorite song that is not your song? That's funny.
I've got so many. Even they're like, now I've got so many, you know. I listen a lot to every South African artist that I can, whatever is in season. Yeah. I believe that if Amapiano is in season, I've got to go with Amapiano to figure out why are these guys selling so much and why are they in our career like that, you know. But otherwise, I am like an all genre kind of artist. I don't have anything particular that I can say I listen to now. I have a lot of songs, gospel, from gospel to R&B, local and international as well. So I cannot, it would be unfair, I'd be lying to you if I gave you one.
No, awesome. The next one is from Mpo Kumalo from East End. So Mpo wants to know, how was your 21 days of lockdown? And she also wants to know if this is the first time you've stayed indoors for this long.
Yeah. This has been the most challenging. Like, I love laughing, you know, so much. I could be laughing forever to tell you about my 21 days. The only thing that brought me sanity was to force myself to remember that at 7 o'clock every day, I need to be training. That thing I'm so grateful for. I promise you, since my 21 days, I've never stopped training every single day, sometimes twice a day. And then I come home, I clean the house, I wash the dishes if the boys, but don't strangle those boys from not washing the dishes, and my daughter as well. Yeah. You know, but I got into a routine. We all got into a routine at home to know this is what we do. And from 12 o'clock onwards, it's bed. I even bake. I'm such a good baker. Ooh, like I bake. I've learned how to do amagwinya properly. Like, this is so good. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, no. I'm going to actually sell them. Things will tell you something. We don't have work.
Let's put
so
it
I'm
up.
going to start.
Yeah, put it up on social medias for us to have a look.
To order. You just order.
Yeah, we'll order.
You won't die.
Definitely.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thanks, Judith. I think it's always great chatting to you and getting to find out how you've been doing during this lockdown. I know we've had awesome shows with you. What do you wanna say to the people at home, and what message do you have for them for post this COVID-19 and during these tough times?
You know, I want to encourage all of us. We don't even know when the lockdown period is really going to end. So let's just still, in the next couple of weeks, get our mindsets correct. Find yourself a new routine. You know, it's not too late to start a routine now. Stay healthy, stay indoors, cook as much as you can, but eat healthy, guys. Remember, we're going to come to the end of it. There is nothing that does not come to an end. Yeah. Stay home, get yourself informed. Be informed as much as you can, but do not contaminate your brain with that information. Get the right information and then step out. Stay at home, listen to only the right things, and we will all conquer this together if we stick together. And don't be scared when the numbers go up. They are bound to go really up. At some point, they will come down. But do your part, stay home, and educate others about the COVID-19.
100%. Thank you very much, Judith. It's been, I've had so much fun talking to you today. It's been so great getting to know you, getting to know the stories about Brenda Fassie and whatnot. And we look forward to hosting you again at Empress Palace.
I can't wait. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Empress Palace, the Palace of Dreams.